Hello. Welcome to Morrowind Mondays. With me, Aaron. I hope you're doing well. It's finally here. Morrowind Mondays is finally here. I promised the start of this series as a reward for us getting to 100 subscribers, and I put it off for long enough. We're finally here. I went through the process of modding it, which you'll find a list of mods in the video description of every episode. Nothing too crazy. I do have Tamriel Rebuilt, so we'll be able to visit mainland Morrowind, among some other mods. Just some things to make the experience a little better, but for the most part, you can think of this as a vanilla plus playthrough. Yeah, super excited to get started. I have a pretty cool character concept in mind, which we will discuss as we actually get into the game. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this crazy-ass Morrowind music. I know that there was one person who commented that they had never played Morrowind before, and that's something that they would love to see on the channel, so this is dedicated to that person whose username I don't remember at this time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The new game.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
So among the mods, if you're a long-time Morrowind player, you may notice that good old Jib's face looks a little bit better than usual. That's because one of the mods that I have installed just improves the faces overall. It also improves the body meshes a little bit, but yeah, he just looks, Saint Jib here looks amazing. So, our character's name is going to be Ralof Iceblade. We are playing a Nord. Which, I don't normally play Nord in Morrowind, but because of Morrowind's history, I think it'll be an interesting bit of irony if a Nord is kind of the main character, which we'll get into Morrowind's history a little bit later on.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
W and S move forward and back, A and D move side to side, and the mouse looks around. Quite right. So we're gonna follow this fellow out. Among the mods, I have intelligent textures, which just improves the textures of pretty much everything. Armor, everything. Everything looks so much better.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
I have the Morrowind code patch running, which means I'm able to run this in a beautiful 1920 by 1080, so people don't look all squished up. It's fantastic. Look up at the hatch and press E to open it. E activates objects and people you are looking at. Originally that is spacebar, but I'm so used to using E from Skyrim to use objects in the world, so I just had to switch it to E. Alright.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Sounds good.
You finally arrived, but Our records don't show from where.
We are playing, as I mentioned before, we are going to be playing a Nord. Which is very fun. Nords and Dark Elves have quite the history together. In that they have been, you know, there were long stretches of history where they were basically at war with one another. And I thought it'd be cool to, well, I thought it'd be cool to play on that a little bit. I usually play a Dark Elf, but considering that I'm already playing a Dark Elf in Skyrim, in our Skyrim playthrough, I thought it'd be fun. Which is funny because the technically the canonical hero of Skyrim, canonical in big quotes because nothing is truly canonical in the world of the Elder Scrolls, is most likely a Nord, and the quote canonical hero of Morrowind is most likely a Dunmer. So I just think it's fun that we kind of have those two flipped. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty good. I like this quite a bit. This is all part. Some of this is from Tamriel Rebuilt. These faces and hairstyles. Some of it is from my Better Faces mod. I don't know what's coming from what, but I like this face quite a bit.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Sounds good. All right, in we go.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Okay, so you have quite a few ways to pick your class in Morrowind, which is pretty cool. You can kind of do a little quiz thing where he asks you some questions, and that generates your class. You can also just pick your class from a class list, or you can create your own custom class. We're going to be creating our own custom class, but I'm going to show you. So this class is going to be kind of based around Crusader. It's going to be a little bit different, though. It's going to be my take on. It's going to be a Nordic take on the Crusader. So we're gonna, this will be good. We also want to change up the favorite attributes just a little bit to account for the fact that Nords are not naturally predisposed towards using magic. As you can see, we've got some magic in here, right? But we're going to be changing this up just a little bit so that we can use magic a little bit more often. So we're going to create a custom class. We're going to call him a Northern Crusader. Yep. Combat is good. Favorite attributes, we are going to stick with strength and intelligence, as intelligence is going to be our other one. This way we can have a bit more magicka to start with, right? Most of this is good. We're going to change this to Longblade. We're going to change Armorer to Axe. We're going to change this to Destruction. We're going to change Blunt Weapon to Restoration. Block is fine as a minor skill, so is Armor. Spear, we are going to change this to Alchemy. Athletics, we will change this. Well, actually, I might keep Athletics there, to be honest. We can move a little bit faster. But Enchanting, we're going to change this to Medium Armor. And there we go. So, our major skills are Longblade, Axe, Destruction, Heavy Armor, and Restoration. We got our minor skills Block, Armor, Alchemy, Athletics, and Medium Armor. Yeah. Well, do I want Athletics? Let's see here. Do I have Block? I do have Block. Okay. Maybe Short Blade? Nah, not Short Blade. No, I think I'm pretty much good with all of this. yeah, I'm okay with all this.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Alright, so we got quite a few different... So we got all the different star signs that you are familiar with from the other Elder Scrolls games. We got the Apprentice, which gives us a weakness to Magicka, Fortify maximum Magicka 1.5 times Intelligence, which is good, but I kind of don't want the weakness to Magicka. Atronach, you have Stunted Magicka, which I think means that you can't recharge Magicka when you rest, which is not great. But you do have Fortified maximum Magicka 2 times your Intelligence, which is pretty good, and you do have a Spell Absorption 50 points to kind of make up for it. So, you know, give a little, get a little. The Lady, which fortifies personality and endurance, don't really care for that. The Lord is pretty good, but we don't really want that. A lot of things that do... Are there a lot of things that do fire damage? No, what you really got to worry about is disease here in Morrowind. But anyway, the Lover, nope. I kind of want to just go with the Mage, just to give our Magicka a little bit more of a boost. The Ritual... I'll just click through all these, and if you want to pause, you can look through them yourself. The Steed is a good one if you want to move fast. You move pretty slow in Morrowind. I do have a mod to kind of rebalance movement speed, but, you know, that's super duper important. This is always a good one. Fortify attack 10 points. But we're going to go with the Mage, just so we can have a little bit more Magicka to play with.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Alright, so we are Ralof Iceblade. We are a Nord, a Northern Crusader, born under the sign of the Mage. Our major skills are Longblade, Axe, Destruction, Heavy Armor, and Restoration. Our minor skills are Block, Armor, Alchemy, Athletics, and Medium Armor. These are our stats. We got 60 strength, which is pretty good, 40 intelligence, 40 willpower, 30 agility, 40 speed, 50 endurance, 30 personality, and 40 luck. Come to think of it, I'm wondering, we shouldn't do... No, well, maybe we should do the warrior. Because as much as I would like to have extra magic to play with, we do need that extra chance to hit. Because the way that Morrowind works, for those of you who don't know, almost pretty much everything is based on dice rolls. So you got a chance to hit, right? Just because you stand in front of something and you're swinging your sword doesn't mean you're automatically going to hit it. Depends on a couple. The dice rolls depend on a couple different factors. So I might, you know what? Maybe the warrior is the way to go. Keep it simple. That way we can hit more often. Choices. What's our Magicka at? It's at 40, whereas if we do the Mage, it's at 60. Ooh, that does make a big difference. Does make a big difference. Only problem with this is we don't really have a way to improve our agility. So let's see here. Maybe I want to change Axe to... No. We do have Block. Maybe I should make Block a major skill and then Axe a minor skill. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, this way we have a way to level up our agility a little bit more, which will be really good. Let's see here. Maybe... Because the reason why I'm concerned about agility is that, agility is what it also plays a role in determining your chance to hit. So, yeah. If you hover over it, affects your ability to dodge and hit targets in melee as well as your maximum fatigue. So, I think having block will be a good move. Block as a major skill will be a good move, because then we're more likely to be able to level up our agility. So, okay. I think that'll do for now. You now have a stats menu, where you can always view your information. Okay. Right-clicking allows you to use your menus. When you are done with them, right-click again to close them.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Very good. Read your papers by pressing the E button while looking at them. Then select Take to pick them up. We will do that. Release identification. Got all that. Alright, for release by Emperor Uriel Septim VII's decree to the district of Vardenfell in the province of Morrowind. Name, Ralof Iceblade. Race, Nord. Class, Northern Crusader. Signed, Socucius Argala, agent of the Satanine Imperial Census and Excise. 16th of last seed, 3rd era, 427. You now have an inventory menu where you can see what you are carrying. Like all menus, right-click to use your new menu. You can click and move objects from the world to your inventory. So there it is. There's our inventory. Pretty customizable. Very customizable, as a matter of fact, which is one of the things that I do like quite a bit of about Morrowind, that you can customize your menus. You can move them around, move them around on the screen, make them bigger, make them smaller, to your liking, which is quite convenient. Really good on PC. Alright.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celis Gravius.
Very well. Alright. So I figured now would be as good a time as any to start talking about Ralof's background here. So, as I mentioned, he is what we're calling a Northern Crusader. You should learn how to do combat. Pick up the dagger. Equip the dagger by dropping it on your picture in the inventory menu. Alright, so now's a good opportunity to talk about his background a little bit. So, he was born and raised in Bruma, the northernmost province in Cyrodiil. About as close as you can get to Skyrim without actually being in Skyrim. He's an orphan, though. He was born... He had no idea who his parents were. All he knows is that he was left at the foot of the chapel in Bruma, and he was raised by the priests there. He was pretty rambunctious growing up. A little bit of a troublemaker. He liked to fight. He got into fights. But he was raised to revere the Imperial Divines. So, unlike Nords who come directly from Skyrim, he didn't necessarily grow up worshipping the Nordic pantheon, which, while it's still pretty similar to the Imperial pantheon, it's still its own thing. Acts like a potion. Yep, it's pretty cool. Taking all this so we can sell it. So, he grew up worshipping the Nine Divines and all that stuff. And being in Bruma, where there's a bit of a Fighters Guild presence and the Mages Guild presence, he had quite a few tutors, which is why he's both able to he knows a little bit about magic. But, of course, fighting came the most naturally to him. So he kind of picked this up. He did join the Fighters Guild once he grew up, right? Once he was old enough to fight and make his own decisions. And that was all going pretty well. Rose through the ranks and all that, did jobs around Cyrodiil. As you can see from his hair color, he's probably about in his 40s at this point, I'd say. More or less. Yeah, in his 40s. Now, how'd he end up in prison? When he was, for the most part, a pretty law-abiding guy. Well, at one point, I'd say maybe about a year prior to this and to, you know, him arriving in Morrowind. This is how lockpicking works, by the way. You just kind of waggle your lockpick at the thing. Let me turn down the music. There we go. So, you just kind of waggle your lockpick at the thing, and as you can tell, we're not very good at it. Not very good at it at all. Anyway. About a year ago, some members of the Companions of Skyrim showed up in Bruma. Now, why would that be, you may wonder? Well, they were on a job tracking down some bandits in Skyrim, but said bandits fled across the border into Cyrodiil, and the Companions had tracked them down, and they were making a stopover in Bruma before they continued on their job. And that's where Ralof met them. They told him the story, and they felt like they could use a little backup, because it was likely that they had met up with some more bandits, you know, as they were fleeing across the border. Yep, we got a couple spells. We're gonna ignore Firebite. We need a frost spell. That's gonna be part of our role playing. That he only uses frost magic. So he agreed to help them, and they tracked them down to a complex of caves. And while they were fighting, one of the companions suddenly transformed into a werewolf. Yes, a werewolf. As we all know, the companions are werewolves. And the timeline on when the companions first got into the whole lycanthropy thing is a little fuzzy. It's like, it could have been late 3rd era, early 4th era. We're gonna go with late 3rd era, which is about when Morrowind takes place. One of the companions turned into a werewolf. And this took Ralof aback quite a bit. Not something he was expecting. And he was honestly disgusted. He thought the companions were an honorable bunch. So to see one of the companions turn into such a beast shocked him to his very core. Needless to say, that werewolf companion absolutely tore the bandits to shreds, and it was one of the most horrifying things that Ralof had ever seen in his life. He wasn't prepared for it, to see that sort of thing happen. So they leave the cave, and the companions spend the night at the Bruma Inn once more. But Ralof just can't get it out of his head. He can't get that transformation out of his head. So what does he do? In a moment of weakness, of judgment, which he's usually a pretty honorable guy. Sure, he has his flaws like everybody, and this is one of them. He couldn't stand the sight of that werewolf. So what does he do? Takes his greatsword, and in a fit of rage, in a fit of disgusted rage, he kills those companions in their sleep. It was not a quiet affair either. He woke up half the tavern, and the guards were on him, and nothing flat. As far as it looked to them, and they didn't listen to him. He tried to explain that they were werewolves, but the guards did not believe him because, you know, as far as I could tell, these were just two normal people. They didn't see the transformation. There were no signs of lycanthropy upon them. So he was carted off to jail, and now here he is a year later in Morrowind, not really knowing what's in store for him. He doesn't know why he's here. He doesn't understand why he's been shipped off to Morrowind. But yeah, this is where we're joining Ralof in his life. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this thing. Press E to talk to the captain. Select topics to ask about them. Don't try persuasion on him. If you're not good at it, he will start to dislike you. Got it. Alright, no persuading him. Hello, Salus Gravius. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I am Salus Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Yeah, so this is the way that dialogue works in Morrowind. It's very strange, very archaic, kind of like a wiki style type of thing, where you're clicking on things. There's very little spoken dialogue in this game. It's a very interesting, I'll just call it an interesting approach to dialogue. Background. I am Salus Gravius, a knight-errant of the Imperial Legion. Right? Morrowind. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here. But your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself, and I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are a free man. Before you go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay careful attention. You know, I'm not sure if a year is enough to... And you know what? Murder is a pretty serious crime. You know what? Let's say that that Ralof had been in prison for 5 years. Let's go with that. 5 years. I think that's enough time for his skills to deteriorate to the point where he's forgotten a lot about fighting and, you know, the basic spell and the basics of spell casting. So I think 5 years is a good enough time. Anyway, it'll come back to him naturally enough, but he's gotta, you know, he's rusty. Anyway, sorry. Uriel Septim. Yes, Uriel Septim is still the Emperor. According to my instructions, he personally authorized your release from prison and your delivery here. It's all very mysterious. That's the way the Empire works. Silence, secrecy. Let not the left hand know what the right is doing. The Empire? Yes, of course this is the Empire. This is Vardenfell district of the province of Morrowind, and Morrowind has been part of the Empire for over 400 years. The current Emperor is Uriel Septim, 24th of the Septim line. You haven't been in prison that long, have you? Nothing wrong with your head, is there? The men said you were acting a little strange when they brought you in from the ship. Yeah, Ralof's been having strange dreams. Been having some strange dreams. He's been seeing some weird stuff in his head. Something about weird storms, and there's this weird voice as well. He doesn't quite understand what's going on there, but yeah, he's a little out of sorts. Duties. What are my duties? This package came... I need to get used to the voice. This package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Cosades, in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Cosades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you, and a dispersal to your name. Journal has been updated, directions to Caius Cosades has been added to your inventory. Package for Caius Cosades has been added to your inventory. 87 gold has been added to your inventory. So they gave us a little stipend to get started. Who's Caius? Report to Caius Cosades in Balmora. I can't tell you where to find him, but you are to go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for him. Someone there can direct you to him. Balmora? Where is that? Balmora is north of Saint-Denis. The road passes Pelagiad Village and Fort Pelagiad, crosses a deep ravine, passes Fort Moonmoth, then turns west across the Odai River and into Balmora. The South Wall Corner Club is in southeast Balmora, on the east side of the river. You just said you don't... Wait, what? Hang on. Oh, he just said he doesn't know where Caius is, but he knows where the South Wall Corner Club is. Okay. The South Wall Corner Club is in southeast Balmora, on the east side of the river. For more detailed directions, talk to Elone, the scout, at Arrille's Tradehouse here in Saint-Denis. But take my advice. You're new here. Take the Silt Strider to Balmora. Fast, cheap, safe. Cross the bridge and head east. Can't miss it. Silt Striders? Silt Striders carry passengers and cargo between settlements on Vardenfell. Fares depend on distance to be traveled. Silt Striders are giant insects. A compartment for passengers and cargo is hollowed from the creature's shell. The driver directs the beast by directly manipulating exposed organs and tissues. Silt Striders travel between Aldrun, Balmora, Saint-Denis, Soran, Nisus, Molagmar, Margon, and North Landing near Vivek. Oh my god. That's a lot. Yeah, the style of exposition in Morrowind is very straightforward. When I say that it's like a wiki, I mean that. It's like an encyclopedia. They have a very dry, most NPCs have a very dry way of delivering information. All right, well, thank you.
Any time now.
All right, well, I'll be off. Satanin. Press J to use your journal and review what you've been told. You should probably check out Arrielle's Tradehouse up on the left. You're on your own now. Good luck. So we are. Alright, journal. My orders are to go to the town of Balmora in Vardenfell district and report to a man named Caius Casades. To find out where he lives, I should ask in Balmora at the corner club called South Wall. When I find Caius Casades, I must give him a package of documents and wait for further orders. Now, let's see if we can take a look at this letter that we have. I believe it's in code, right? Oops. Whoops. Yeah, it's completely in code. We're not going to be able to read this. Directions to Caius. Ralof Iceblade, you have been given these directions and a package of documents. Do not show them to anyone. Do not attempt to read the documents in the package. The package has been sealed. Uh-oh. Whoops. And your tampering will be discovered and punished. Follow these directions. Proceed to the town of Balmora in Vardenfell district. Report to a man named Caius Casades. He will be your superior and patron. You will follow his orders. His residence is not known, but ask at the corner club called South Wall. People there will know where to find Caius Casades. When you report to Caius Casades, deliver the package of documents to him and wait for further orders. Remember, you owe your life and freedom to the Emperor. Serve him well, and you will be rewarded. Betray him, and you will suffer the fate of all traitors. I have the honor to prepare this at the direction of His Most Sovereign Majesty, the Emperor Uriel Septim. Labrio Bellianus, personal secretary to the Emperor. Whoops! We weren't supposed to open that package. Oopsie daisies. We're gonna be in trouble. Are we actually gonna be in trouble? I don't know if we're gonna actually be in trouble. Well, here we are in Morrowind, a strange and alien land. Hello, Fargoth. Are you the one that the boat dropped off? Odd to see a boat arrive at that time of the day. Hope the Imperials treated you okay. I swear they took my ring. Your ring? I swear one of the guards has it. I had it last week before their weekly Let's Shake Down Fargoth ritual. An engraved healing ring, family heirloom of mine. You haven't seen it, have you? Your journal has been updated. Nope. Sorry, no ring. Yes, I found it. Here, take it. Are we on honest sort? I think Ralof, like I said, Ralof for the most part tries to do the honorable thing. And I think the honorable thing in this case would be giving him back the ring, even though we are in kind of a tough spot. We don't really have a lot of money and not many resources. So it is tempting, but we're going to try to do the right thing here. Yes, here it is. You found it! Amazing! Thank you, thank you. You are now my favorite friend. Okay, let's not go that far, Fargoth. I'll be sure to tell the others, especially my friend Arrille, who runs the Tradehouse here. Go see him. He'll be happy to see you now. Oh, cool. Well, that may have been worthwhile.
I have a feeling that you and I are about to become very close.
Okay, sure. Hello there. So, Ralof Iceblade, you are new to Satanin, and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead. Ask away. Looking for services? Some specific place? Someone in particular? Just need a little advice? We won't talk to every single NPC because this is a lot of fucking reading. But we'll talk to her to start with. Get food and sundries from Arrielle's Tradehouse. That's also where you'll find anyone who offers training. Not much else in the way of services in this damp little squat. Specific place. Not much here. Arrielle's Tradehouse, the census and excise offices. That's the Coast Guard too, and a lighthouse. And that's it. Siltstrider services goes to Vivec, Balmora, Nissus, and Saran. The road goes north past Pelagiad to Balmora, and east to Vivec, and southeast to Ebonheart. Someone in particular? The Altmer Arrielle runs Arrielle's Tradehouse. Sulcutius Argala is the chief agent at the Census and Excise Office. A little advice? Me? I can afford it. so I buy my bed and board here. But there's no harm in sleeping rough and eating what you can find. Anywhere outside of town, you can just lay down and take your rest, provided there ain't no thieves or Kagudi around. But the guards don't like you sleeping in the streets. It annoys the gentry. Alright, good to know.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Ooh, you got some mushrooms here. Bungler's Bane. Drain speed. We will be doing alchemy with this character, but for now, we're going to be selling alchemical ingredients so we can get ourselves kind of a... We can start making some money, get a leg up, you know? I can turn up the distant terrain just a bit, but I kind of like having this fog. Yeah, you see. Now, if I were running OpenMW, we'd have more view distance to work with, but I didn't want to go through the trouble of installing a whole new engine. So I'm just running the Morrowind code patch. But I think personally for me, not being able to see very far is kind of the part of the mystique of Morrowind. So, hello, Arrille. Welcome to Arrielle's Tradehouse. I barter for goods or coin. I also have a small selection of spells for sale. No credit. You want a little advice? That's free. That's all that's free. Would you like to hear about our most popular potions? Our most popular scrolls? As you can see, he likes us quite a bit. This is our disposition bar over here, for those of you who are new to Morrowind. And he likes us quite a bit, because we helped out his friend. Very helpful. Yeah, let's barter a bit. Let's see here. Well, I want to start by getting rid of by selling off some goods. Now, Flynn is a very useful alcoholic drink, but we need money more than we need alcohol right now, I think. And this dagger, by the way, is not going to be useful to us at all. The reason being that we have a very low short blade skill. So whenever we try to swing with that weapon, we are most likely going to miss. Which makes sense. Makes sense to me, right? I suppose we should go ahead and sell these off so we can get a little more coin in our pocket. Does he even carry a, he does have a mortar and pestle, huh? Worth 100 gold, and I don't want to spend that. I need a weapon, I need some armor. We should probably read the Firmament, right? We probably should. So I won't sell it off just yet, but here's what I do need. I believe he has. Yes, Iron Claymore. Let's get a little armor. Let's get the Nordic Ringmail Cuirass. Let's try to bump this up. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, our bartering brought down his disposition towards us a bit. He didn't like that at all. Now, what about spells? Have you got any spells? Hey. He's got some things. We want Frostbite, though. Part of our role-playing as a Northern Crusader is that the only destruction spells we're going to use will involve Frost. That is one of my role-playing rules for this character. Alright, so let's see here. The favorites menu, let's see how this works again. I believe it's... I rebound it to F3. Yes, F3. So we're going to do magic menu. We're going to do Frostbite on 1. Magic menu, Hearth Heal. Magic menu will also get our our racial abilities here. Thunder Fist. For when we're in a pinch. We really, really need it. Great. Let's go ahead and put on our newfound armor. Excellent. We're off to a good start. You're off to a good start. More people up here. Let's see, it's a bit busy. Ah, fellow Nord. Hello, Hriskar. How are you? That doesn't sound Nordic at all. Hello, Herskar. How are you? Something like, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that. You look like you could use a friend, Outlander. Perhaps I can be your friend. I'd like you to help me recover some gold. Recover some gold? That's right. See, I had a bad run of luck playing 9 holes, and lost a bit of money. Normally, I'd be fine. We could usually keep some gold in our pockets just from the money the locals pay us for, protection. But I know some of them are holding out on me, especially that little fetcher Fargoth. He's come up light the past couple of weeks when I've shaken him down. I know he's stashing it somewhere. I'd like you to find Fargoth's hiding place. Wow, the guards here are just straight up corrupt. Yeah, they are straight up corrupt around here, huh? Yeah, we're not gonna help him. Goodbye, Hriskar. You are not honorable. I will not be assisting you at all. Hello, Raflod the Braggart. I assume he's another Nord. Yeah, we're not gonna talk to everybody. What kind of training does he do? Medium armor, long blade, and block. Okay. Kind of a useful man to know.
Don't stand about.
I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Hello there. Go ahead. You're not interrupting anything. I'm alone. Scout. You need directions? Pelagiad, Balmora, Caldera, Ebonheart, Vivek? Oh my! Balmora, how do I get there? Balmora is the district seat of House Hlalu, and the largest settlement on Vardenfell after Vivek City. Good roads lead north from here to Balmora, passing through Fort Pelagiad and Pelagiad Village. From Balmora, roads lead north to Aldrune, through the town of Caldera. Maybe I'd better write down the directions Balmora for you. It's a long walk, and a little confusing. Oh, nice. So we have a note. Very cool. Yeah. From Satanine, leave the village by the North Bridge, then follow the road east past the Siltstrider Port. East of Satanine, the road heads northeast through the ridge and intersects a northwest-southeast road. Turn left, northwest, and pass the village of Pelagiad on your right. The road continues north and swings. Oh my god, alright. It's a lot of directions. We'll worry about that later. Oh yes, the raspy voices. I feel like the raspy voices have to come from the fact that they're like on an island that usually gets choked with ash storms. Maybe that's where the raspiness comes from. I don't know how else to explain the fact that like in Skyrim land they suddenly sound like they're Cockneys.
It is my duty to help,
you know,
those
they
less
suddenly have that
fortunate than myself.
really like hammed up Cockney accent. I haven't seen your Nord face before. Would you like a little advice, or are you looking for someone in particular? Little advice? You look like you can take care of yourself. Then why don't you do something about those smugglers and Addamasartus Cave. Everything in Morrowind is unpronounceable. It's right over there near the Siltstrider Port. Yet these guards, look at them, just strutting about. Someone must have paid them to ignore the smuggling going on here. Alright, we can look into that. It'll allow us to feel useful again.
Anytime now. Anytime now.
It'll also allow us to shake off the rust. Alright, so we got Frostbite at the ready. But yeah, as far as mods, like I said, I got a mod list down below. But yeah, I want this to feel like a kind of vanilla plus playthrough, so I didn't go too crazy with mods. With the exception of having Tamriel Rebuilt, obviously. But I don't know when we're gonna get to the rest of fucking to the rest of the map. I don't know when we're gonna check out Tamriel Rebuilt, but eventually we will. Eventually we'll check out all that stuff. Now, if it looks incomplete, the parts that are like that look incomplete, they are incomplete. This is only the completed sections of the map are available to explore. So that'll be a fun thing to do eventually. Not sure when we're gonna get around to it, but I'm very excited to check out Tamriel Rebuilt. Now, we should definitely be picking up alchemical ingredients. There we go. But we're gonna explore around Satanin before we even think about heading off to Balmora, so we can kind of, you know, get some armor, shake off the, so Ralof can shake off the rust from his skills. Oh boy, here we go. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, it's all based on dice rolls. Literally, the only reason we were able to hit her is because we're good with a long blade. Gotta dispose of corpse, so we don't have save game bloat. Don't want that. Oh! This one's a magic user. Oh shit. Oh shit. There we go. Okay, shit. We better heal up. Normally in Morrowind you'd have to... It's more like Skyrim, where you have to unequip your weapon in order to cast spells, but thanks to the Morrowind code patch, I was able to toggle on the ability to kind of cast while you're holding a weapon. So, that made that fight quite a bit more manageable. Oof. Oh! Oh! Get back here!
You will die!
No, you will die. Arrgh. Amazing. Heal up. There we go. Take that. We might as well take these. There we go. Nothing really worthwhile on her. Alright, let's see here. Get some gold. Yep, we'll take all those. Ooh, moon sugar. Don't want that. Merchants will not trade with you if you have moon sugar. Steel warhammer. We can't really use it because we're not skilled with blunt weapons. But we can sell it. Expensive skirt, we can sell that. Common ring, we can sell that. We can sell the shoes. Common shirt. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Is this just the same kind of pants? Oh, they're not, but they look better. Skooma. Ugh, no. Well, fortify speed, fortify strength. Fuck it. Maybe we'll try some skooma. Maybe we'll try some skooma. We already have the slave key. Scroll of... Oh god, Figgies? Gem... What a name. Figgy. Alright, Iron Right Pauldron. Put that on. Hell yes. Chitin Chitin, I should say. Right Gauntlet. Mazte. Quality Restore Intelligence. We're gonna hang on to that. Just in case. Yeah. Now we're looking cool. With our single pauldron. Alright. So there is some treasure down here. Let's take some skooma, because it'll make us a little faster. I said he was honorable. I didn't say he didn't like drugs. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, let's get out of here before we drown. Oh good god. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. There we go, we made it. Woof! That was close. Epic music as we walk through a cave. Hell yeah. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Did we get this crate? No, we didn't. Oh my god, I can't believe we missed it. Iron Greaves. Holy shit. Nice. Nice. Now we're looking cool. Drop the moon sugar. Take the Flynn. Exclusive restore agility. Titan left pauldron. Iron longsword. Yeah. How does that compare? I mean, it's obviously not as good. Oh, the thrusting is better, though. Yeah. Well, I have it toggled on to where we just always use best attack. The way you swing your weapon is... Well, I don't have it toggled off right now, but it's usually dependent on which way you're moving. I'm gonna take off things so that we can swim a little faster. But by default, the direction you attack in is determined by your movement direction. Take the skooma. Yeah, that didn't help our swim speed very much. Alright, but anyway, yeah, so usually the way you swing your weapon is determined by the direction you're moving in. But I have that toggled off so that we're just always using the best possible attack for the weapon that we're using. Okay, let's get our stuff back on. I think we'll put on the greaves for when we have a really tough fight, but right now, you know, we're not really dealing with anything super dangerous. Oh, except for a rat. He was kind of beating us up a little bit. Oh shit, I don't have enough to heal? Oh man. Okay. Well, we'll rest until healed. There we go. Picking up everything we can. There we go. There we go. Alright. Let's move on. Hey! There we go. Alright, now then, I think... Here's what we'll do. I think it'd be nice to have a little more light. Do I have that longsword? I do. Great. Let's go ahead and... Where are the torches that we picked up? There we go. Excellent. Ba ba ba, da da da, da 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 da. Yeah, listen to that epic music. Playing the soundtrack to our epic walking of epicness and coolness. Hell yeah. So they were smuggling skooma, moon sugar, among other things. And they were also smuggling people.
You want some?
And this simply will not do. We are definitely not in favor of slavery.
Sweet moon sugar.
Get him out of here.
This is an honor for me.
Yep. Dunmer, they enslave Khajiit and Argonians. It ain't great. It ain't great. It is not great. So we are nearing the hour mark, but because this is the first episode, I kind of want to play... We're going to go a little extra long today. That's the plan. We're going to go a little bit extra long with Morrowind. At least for the first episode. Because you kind of get everywhere a little slowly in Morrowind. There's a lot of reading involved. So... if you think the Skyrim playthrough is taking forever, oh, have I got news for you. Morrowind could potentially take even longer. Alright, let's move a little faster. Well, we took care of some smugglers. We have some things that we can sell off. Got some booty, in other words. Let's look around the swamps a little bit more. See what else there is going on around here. Got some mud crabs. Mud crabs in Morrowind look freaky. It's gotta be said. Like, they barely even look like crabs. Let's try to kill a crab and see how it goes. You know what? Let's go ahead and put, start favoriting some different weapons. So, let's do inventory. There we go. Hey, mud crab. You can't run away from me, mud crab. Get back here, mud crab. There we go. Little scribs. They're not exactly tough, but... oh, shit! Llama Forager wants to kill me. Do the scribs want to kill me? Nah, the scribs are nice. The scribs like me. Scribs are cool. Oh, no! A dead man! No one even bothered to close his eyes. Your journal has been updated. Tax record, got some gold here. Alright, let's have a look at our journal. I found a corpse while traveling near Satanin. It seems to be the corpse of one Processus Vitellius, based on some items found on his body. He is carrying a parchment with what look like tax records. He also had 200 gold on his body, probably taxes he'd collected. Alright, well, we better take this back to what's-his-face. To that guy that checked us in. Not checked us in. Not quite the word for it. Yes, man. That's who we need to bring this to. Oof, we're getting tired from running around. Yeah, that's the thing about Morrowind. You get tired from running. And your fatigue kind of determines everything you do. So if you're really tired, you're going to find it harder to swing a sword and all that. Which makes sense. Longblade increased to 41. Heck yes. Oh yeah, we should be picking up their goods. Disposing of corpses and picking up goods. Nothing important on you. Yeah, I really hemmed and hawed about what kind of character I wanted to play for you guys. I was very tempted to do like a battle mage type, but that seemed a little bit too similar to what I got going on with Narathor and the good old Skyrim land. I considered playing more of a sneaky character, but stealth in Morrowind is kind of janky, and honestly, I don't usually like playing those kinds of characters. It's not really my style. I definitely prefer to be up close and personal, or using magic, which you can definitely do a stealth magic hybrid if you wanted to, but and I considered playing as a Khajiit. There are a couple of reasons for that, but I don't want to spoil too much of the game for those of you who haven't played yet, who have never played it before, which I get that it's an old game, but eh. Ah! Oh god! Well... I didn't think we were close enough to activate it, but alas, I was wrong. Oh no, you poor man, let me see if I can help you. Oh no, by the gods, he's dead! Ah, what a shame. Yep, Tamriel. Scroll of Vicarian Flight. Fortify Acrobatics, 2,000 points for 7 seconds on self. Basically, lets you jump really, really high. Iron Spark Sword. This is a really good one. We definitely want that. We'll sell his stuff. Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, man. Poor Tamriel. Too bad we need gold. Journal of Tamriel. I believe I may have found the correct formula for the spell I am developing. With it, I will be able to travel great distances without the need to pay others for the service. If all goes well, I will test out the new spell tomorrow. I believe I have worked out all of the possible complications. It will allow me to leap great distances, covering many hundreds of miles. Never before has one been able to travel in this manner, vaulting from the ground, sailing through the sky, all without that terrible disorientation of a spell of flying. The time is almost upon me. My research is finished, and all of my calculations are checked and rechecked. They laughed at me when I suggested this. We'll see who laughs after I leap to the top of their towers and scream out my success. Yeah, that didn't really go too well for him, did it? Actually, his journal is worth 50 gold. Alright, I'm gonna take that and sell it. Holy shit, man. But yeah, Tamriel. If you've ever played the Dragonborn DLC in Skyrim, there's a random encounter that's just one big reference to this, and it's pretty great. But yeah, that's Tamriel. He jumps from a tower and ends up killing himself. Completely on accident. All for our benefit. All for our benefit. It's pretty great. Thank you, Tamriel, for your service. Let's go ahead and favorite this. We're actually going to put it on 6. Right? No, we need this. Inventory, man. Iron Spark Sword. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Whoops, I forgot. Press OK, and we're done. Excellent. Alright, so let's get back to town. We got some goods to sell off. We got to talk to the taxman about the dead taxman so that we can get some kind of reward, hopefully. Or maybe we'll be enlisted to find out who done it and then get a reward. That's probably what's going to happen. Look how slowly I'm moving. I'm like a sloth, Marianne. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, good old Morrowind. It's gonna be playing it with you guys. It's good to have another thing going on the channel. Oh god, we're getting fatigued. Alright, we should slow down a little bit. Get some of our energy back. Now there is the question of how I plan to get to Balmora.
Yes?
Part of me would like to take the walk there. We could take the Silt Strider, but I kind of want to walk there. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's not get in the way now.
Let's hear it.
No. Alright. So let's see about selling off some of this stuff. Hello there, Arrille. It's good to see you again. Got stuff to sell you. Let's start with selling off some weapons. Iron Claymore, Iron Longsword. Do I want to keep the Iron Longsword? I don't know, I've got something better now. Get rid of this, that. We'll keep the Iron Greaves, we'll keep the Pauldron. We're gonna get rid of these boots. We will get rid of the common pants. We will get rid of the common pants, and those common pants, and that common ring, and that common shirt. And that common shirt, and that common shirt, and those common shoes, and that extravagant skirt, and this extravagant robe, and those shoes. We'll keep those. Ooh, it's very tempting. Let's see here. We'll get rid of the Mazte. The flint is just too good. The flint is just too good. Get rid of this bowl. We're gonna read the firmament eventually. We'll sell Tamriel's journal. Wait a minute. Might it be relevant in Tamriel Rebuilt? I'll keep the journal just to be safe. Maybe it's not... Maybe it doesn't come into play at all in Tamriel Rebuilt, but we'll keep it for now. Alright, so what do I want from you in exchange for all this junk? I'm good with... Let's see here. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What does he got? What's this? Steel left gauntlet, steel right gauntlet. You know what? Oh, wait a minute. No, I kind of want something that matches my iron stuff, so we'll get the iron left and right gauntlets. We should probably get a shield. We should probably get a shield. Iron war axe, iron war hammer. Iron halberd is a spear weapon. Iron battle axe. You know, maybe I want to buy a iron battle axe instead of the claymore. So I'll have a iron battle axe and this one-handed sword. Well, I don't know. Let's definitely get the shield. Definitely get the shield. Then we'll all... You know what? Let's go ahead and get the... Should we get the mortar and pestle? Maybe. Maybe. Water breathing. Restore luck, drain luck. Restore fatigue, restore agility, fortify. Okay, we do have some stuff that we could combine together. This much is true. I'll think about it. Maybe we'll get it later. But for now, definitely want these three things. And... 32, 24. Oh, yeah, the iron battle axe is just straight up better. Alright, there we go. Let's bump this up to 170, my good man. There we go. I know you can resist. Alright, let's see how it all looks when we put it all together. There we go. Yeah.
There's someone watching me.
All
I
right.
can tell.
We're looking pretty cool. It's getting there. It's getting there. We're slowly starting to look more like our warrior self. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. We're not going to wear this stuff all the time, though, because it'll just slow us down most of the time. We'll change into it when we anticipate going into battle and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and put this on 6. Alright, I'm going to take a short break here to get a little snack, but I'll be back in a bit and we will talk to the dude at the Census and Excise office. Alright, so yeah, be back real soon. Alright, I have returned. We are now going to go ahead, return to the Census and Excise office and let the guy in charge there know that we found a dead person. And we still have a lot of gold left over.
This is a wondrous encounter. Welcome.
So, we'll be able to get the gold back without any issues, I think. Oh, God. Okay. Hello there. What do you want?
Yes, friend.
Yes, friend. Yes, friend. All right. A suggestion. Get yourself a more suitable outfit. Unless you don't mind being mistaken for a slave or a pauper. Wow, that's one way to greet us. I found Processus Vitellius murdered. Murdered? What a waste. Processus was a good man. I'd been wondering why we hadn't heard from him in a few days. Still, these are dangerous times we live in, and these sorts of things will happen. Did you happen to find the tax money he'd collected? I hate to be so callous, but I do have a job to do. Fair enough. Yeah, I found 200 septims on his body. You did? How odd that he was murdered but not robbed. Your honesty is appreciated. I can tell you that. I won't forget this, Ralof Iceblade. In fact, if you're looking for some money for yourself, I'd like to see the murderer of Processus punished. Killing an Emperor's tax collector is punishable by death. Find his murderer, bring him to justice, and the Census and Excise office will pay you 500 septims. Holy crap! That is a lot of gold. Sure, you got it, man. Hey, did you hear that? I'm an officer of the Imperial Legion. Move along. You hear about that murder? We heard. He was a good man, and his murder should be avenged. And you have no idea who might have done it. Great. Well, he probably doesn't get out much. Probably spends a lot of his time in here. Okay, well... let's see here. Man, these load times are great. Holy shit. Coming from Oblivion and Skyrim, this is so much better. Holy shit. This is so fast. I love it. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Any time now.
What do you want? If you're looking to get out of state of need, I'd be happy to give you a little advice. Little advice? New here? Take the Silt Strider to Vivec or Balmora. Fast and cheap. No trouble with wild animals, and smugglers, and bandits, and outlaws. Go see Darvaim Halarin over at the Strider Port, over the bridge, and east along the river, and tell her Vodunius Nucius sent you. Right, that's me. If you decide to take the Silt Strider, tell Darvaim Halarin I sent you. Any idea who might have killed Processus? Someone finally got him, eh? Well, it's no surprise, I suppose. No one likes a tax collector, especially one who flaunts his wealth while taking our hard-earned cash. Only one who could stomach him was Thaver over in the lighthouse. The two of them spent some time together. Shame, really. She seemed like a nice woman. Shame that she spent time with him? Shame that he got murdered? Which is it? No one likes a tax collector, especially one who flaunts his wealth while taking our hard-earned cash. Only, it's hard to tell if he was wealthy We'll walk as we talk about this. I can't tell if he was wealthy because he was like skimming off the top, or if he was wealthy because he was paid well for his job. I mean, the guy over the office was like Sushius, I think his name is. He's giving us a lot of money to find, like more money than we recovered to find the murderer, right? So I think they have plenty of gold to spare over there, obviously. Yeah, there are goodies in here. Oh shit. Oh shit. I had to do a little... Huh. Wait a minute. So this, over in the lighthouse is where he said that this woman was, right? Oops, I'm still sneaking. Right? It seems he wasn't some suggested I speak with Favera Fadrano, the lighthouse keeper, as she seemed to have some relationship with him. Was this like one of the little stash of his? How strange. But yeah, I can't tell if he's wealthy because he was skimming off the top, or if he was wealthy just because he, like, being a tax collector pays well. He couldn't be skimming off the top, though, because I feel like, what's-his-face over there would have noticed that and made a note of it to us. Right? I don't know. It's hard to tell. The guards are certainly corrupt. Does that extend to the people who are collecting taxes? Things to think about. A mud crab! We shall slay it for the honor of Ysgramor! Hello, Thavari. I have bad news. You're new to Sadanin, right? I'm the Faver Vedrano. I'm sure you have questions. Go ahead. Ask. I have plenty of time. Your boyfriend was murdered. Processus murdered? No! Tell me it's not so. He was the gentlest man I've ever met. He and I had become so close in the past few months. I don't know what I will do without him. I've only seen him get angry once or twice and never raise a hand to anyone. This is so sad. Alright, why was he getting angry? Well, not even angry, I suppose. I saw him arguing once with Thorin Gilnith about his taxes. He thought Processus had been levying too much and skimming off the there's our answer. And skimming off the top for himself. Ridiculous! Processus wouldn't have done such a thing, I'm sure of it. Please find out what happened, friend. And if you find out what became of Processus's ring, it would ease my heart. The ring? I gave him the ring many months ago, and it was dear to him. I would like it to remember him by. Right, we will look into it for her. We will definitely look into her. That would be stealing. We're not going to do that. Thorin Gilnith. Bwom, bwom. Bwom. Surely she won't mind. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your unarmored skill will increase to 8. We'll read this later. And sell it. Eventually. After we read it. You got a pretty damn high, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Well, let's go kill that mud crab and then talk to Thorin Gilnith. Now the question is, how does Ralof feel about all this? Ralof definitely finds it dishonorable to be skimming off the top like that. That's not good. The same reason he wouldn't help his fellow Nord who was trying to shake down one of the locals. Right? But does that mean that he thinks it's okay to go and murder? You know? Does that then make it okay? Now, granted, he did go and kill 2 companions in their sleep because he found out they were werewolves, but that seems a little bit different than just killing a tax collector because he's taking a little bit too much money. You know? I don't know, something I'm rattling around in my head. On the one hand, what Processus did was certainly dishonorable. But that does that make Thorin Gilnith honorable for killing him? My intuition says no. It doesn't. But also, I think that Ralof had being born and raised in Cyrodiil, he drinks a little bit of that Imperial Kool-Aid. I think he does believe in the Empire to some extent. And, you know, he may not like paying taxes. Who does, right? But you do it. You know, you do it anyway. That's your duty as a citizen of the Empire. His honor demands it, in a way. Well, hopefully we don't have to get into a fight, but it wouldn't hurt to be prepared. Wouldn't hurt to be prepared just in case, right? Thorin Gilnith's shack. Thorin Gilnith. We must have words. What do you want? Murder Processus Vitellius. That fetcher? You're damn right I did him in, and a good thing too. He was skimming a load of money from all of us honest people, overcharging us on our taxes and keeping the difference for himself. He was always flaunting his money around, showing off his new clothes and jewels. So, I killed the bastard. And left his body out there to rot, with all his ill-begotten gold still on him. You didn't even think to return the gold to the people that he was taking it from? I mean, if it's really about the principle of the thing, right? You should have taken the gold and given it back to the people he was taking it from, man. This is me speaking as a player, not as Ralof. As a player, I'd be like, if it were me, okay, if it were me, I wouldn't say anything. Because, yeah, that's fucked up. But, we're playing as Ralof here. And Ralof has a problem with this. He's going to say, sorry, that is no excuse for murder, and your punishment has been decided. You're one of them, huh? Come to kill me? Well, give it your best shot, Nord. I've no problem spilling more of the blood of the Emperor's lackeys.
There is no escape. Die, fetcher.
There we go. Well, that's that. I won't take your gold. This was about honor. This wasn't about... No, I shouldn't take from his stuff. This was about fulfilling a duty. This was about fulfilling a duty, not about wealth. Well, speaking of which, let's go ahead and return the ring. Which reminds me, I haven't saved in a bit. Quick save. Here's the ring. Oh, you found the ring I gave him. Thank you so much, Ralof Iceblade. It's good to have something to remember him by, though I'll never see him again. Here, take this. He usually traveled with a couple when he was doing his job, but he didn't this last time. If only he had. 2 standard restore health potions. Very good. Nice. Thank you. Let's get moving. Alright. Well, let's go give Sushius the good-ish news, I guess. Let's take off our armor. We don't need it on at this point. There we go. Oh, yeah, right. The greaves. There we go. Alright, cool. Alright.
I shouldn't have pushed so hard.
Sushius. I found out who killed him. I heard you had been asking around about his murder. I'm glad to see this matter brought to its completion. Here's your reward, Ralof Iceblade. Good to see there are still some citizens who understand their loyalty to our Emperor. 500 gold. Wonderful! Fantastic. Got our blood money. We got our blood money. Yeah, we're lucky to the Emperor, but hey, look at that gold, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and spend some of it. What do I want to get? I'm thinking I will get a mortar and pestle, so I can start making some potions. I think that's a good move.
That's it. She's gone too far. I'll see her disgraced before the council. Yes.
Cool. Was it her? Is she the one who went too far? He doesn't want to tell me. Okay, that's fine. Okie dokie. Let's see here. What about spells? Jack of Trades, Fortify Luck, Father's Hand, Resist Magicka. I can't tell. Oh, it's Restoration. You know what? That might not be bad to have. Yeah, I'll take it. Spells. No, I already did spells. Whoops. Barter. Let's get the Mortar and Pestle. Anything else I want? We're gonna hit the road very soon. Is there anything else I want to get while I'm here? Do I want to upgrade to Steel Greaves? Do I want to? 18 versus 18. They weigh the same. Armor rating 20 versus 13. Oh my gosh. And they weigh the same. Tempting. Very tempting. No, I think for now I want to hang on to the money. Yeah. Do I want a helmet? Not just yet, I don't think. Very tempted to get the chain coif. The chain coif though, but you know, maybe I want the steel shield. Maybe that's what I want. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade. Why not? And then, you know what we should also do? We should also start working on repairing stuff. So let's get a few of these. Okay. There we go. And let's sell back the ones that we did not use. Unless you just sell them all back. Otherwise, they're just going to weigh us down. Ooh, Mercantile increased to 6. Nice. Alright, is there anything that we can combine for potion making at this point? Let's try some crab meat and some bread. Nice! We create a potion. Hell yeah, look at that. Amazing. Alright, well, let's go ahead and leave Balmora. there is more to explore in, or not say, no, not Balmora. Let's leave Seyda-Neen and start heading towards Balmora. There is more to see around here, for sure. But, I want to hit the road. Really want to hit the road this episode. And at least get as far as Pelagiad. Well, since we're on the road, we should probably armor up at least a little bit, right? I think so. Now, we should armor up completely, right? That would be the smart thing to do. Just be ready for trouble. Alright, let's take a look at those directions. Directions to Balmora. From Seyda-Neen, leave the village by the north bridge and follow the road east past the Siltstrider port. East of Seyda-Neen, the head roads northeast through the ridge and intersects a northwest-southeast road. Turn left northwest and pass the village of Pelagiad on your right. Okay. So we have some initial directions to follow, and we will follow them. We will follow them. Plus, running gives us a chance to improve our athletics skill. So, there's also that. Look, Marianne, I'm a sloth. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna make that reference at least several hundred times this entire playthrough series. Ooh. Should wait a second. Let's try to eat some crab meat to restore our fatigue. See if it works. Nice. Ah, didn't work that time. Worked the first 2 times though. For the glory of Ysgramor! How about you? There we go. Dispose of corpse. Let's make a hard save here. Let's say, Morrowind Mondays. Mid. We'll have a mid playthrough save and then one for when we end episodes. I think that's a good system for now. Get this away. Oh, crabs! We shall slay them for the glory of Ysgramor! I need to think of something else to say. For the glory of Talos! There we go, that works. That must be Pelagiad! Oh, I can't wait to see what it's like over there! How about you, crabs? Death or Sovngarde! There we go. Alright, nothing there. Marshmallow is great because it does restore health. Yeah, one of the nice things about enchanted weapons in Morrowind, and this is honestly a feature that I wish they had kept in Skyrim and Oblivion is that enchanted weapons recharge over time, which is very handy. I do miss that feature in the later games. I wish they had kept it. Now, oh yes, we blocked. Very good. Now, recharging with a soul gem will of course always be faster. There's no question about that. But it is nice that they recharge on their own. It's a nice feature, and I do miss it in the later games. There we go. Let's try eating some marshmallow. Oh, there's another way to do this. If you hold shift and click it, it'll take, you know, technically it takes the whole stack, but you're not eating all of it. You're only eating like a little bit of it. Just a little bit less of a pain in the butt than, you know. Yeah. Anyway, a good survival strategy for Morrowind is not to go into random caves. Because sometimes there are some really tough enemies in there. I know for a fact that there are some tough enemies in that one, so we're not going to touch that for quite some time. Ah! An Imperial town! I'm tempted to do the Skyrim Nord voice, but we're in Morrowind. We're in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Skyrim Nord sounds something like this. Oh, look at that. A fellow Nord. We're in town, so we'll take off our stuff. Most of it, at least. There we go. Yeah, let's take it all off.
What say you?
Hello, fellow Nord. Welcome, Outlander. What brings you to Pelagiad? Can I help you find a specific place? Pelagiad. The Empire built a little fort here to guard the roads between Vivec, Seyda-Neen, Balmora, and points north. And then some veterans took their mustering out pay and built themselves some little farms here. And pretty soon there's a few shops and a trade house. It's a pleasant little village. If you didn't know better, you'd think we were in Daggerfall or some other High Rock town. It is nice here, isn't it? Pelagiad is a small place. Just the halfway trade house, a couple of merchants, a few colonists in Fort Pelagiad. Most of us are outlanders, colonists from the Empire, adventurers looking for our fortunes. To the west of town, roads lead southwest to Seyda-Neen, south to Ebonheart, southeast through the Ascadian Isles to Vivec, and north to Balmora. We have no travel services, but walking is good exercise. This is true. It is good exercise. Guard? Guards keep the peace and chase down criminals. This is true. This is very true. Actually, you know what? One more thing. Any advice? Looking for work? Not much around here. Better head to one of the towns to the north, Balmora and Aldrune, and try the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild. Or head for the big city, Vivec, to the east. We'll definitely check out the Fighters Guild. And we'll become a member of the Mages Guild, but I don't think we're going to do a lot for them. You know, we just want to have access to spells. But we're not going to really do the Mages Guild questline, I don't think. Alright. Armor shop. That's not right. There are some missing assets here. Oh no. Oh, okay. Woo! Oh my god. Alright, I got a little scared there. Woo, buddy. Alright, let's check this out. Ulnaril. Ulurnil. Welcome, Outlander. What brings you to Pelagiad? Can I help you find a specific place? I don't know, what have you got? What have you got? Imperial Shield, Imperial Left Chain Pauldron, Imperial Chain Greaves. I'm tempted to do the Chain Greaves because they're lighter. I keep spending money. I need to stop spending money. Oh, boots. Iron boots. Ooh, that is tempting. Iron left pauldron to complete the set. Let's complete the set. Yeah. Well, we are kind of heavy, aren't we? Let's actually go ahead and trade in our iron greaves for the chain greaves. It'll be... make us a little lighter. There we go. Nice. So let's see how it all looks put together. That's kind of cool. I like that. Nice. Maybe we should get some boots. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm convinced. Let's get some boots. See what he's got. It's so funny to me that the gloves you buy separately, right? Or the gauntlets or whatever, but then the boots are bought together. Steel longsword. It is a bit better than what I'm using, but this is enchanted. I mean, you know... hard to choose. Hard to choose. Ooh, steel battle axe. Let's, do we want this longsword? I kind of want the longsword. I kind of want it. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're looking pretty good. Hell yeah. We're looking so cool. Where's my shield though? Why isn't my... oh yeah. Hell yes. That looks awesome. Good stuff, man. Alright. I kind of want that longsword. What's my carry weight at? Ooh, I'm getting up there, huh? Eee, maybe we should hold off, huh? Yeah, maybe we should hold off. Alright, fine. We'll hold off. Alright. Thanks, man. Alright, but for now we're gonna take it all off. We don't need it all on. We're in town. We're in a safe place. There we go. Well, let's have a look inside the fort. I think there's a shrine for the Imperial cult in here. We can join the Imperial cult. It would definitely go a long way to helping Ralof feel at home, considering that he was basically raised in the chapel over in Bruma. Ooh, quick save. Hello there. What's your question, stranger? Can I help you find your way around Pelagiad? I have no idea what orc ladies are supposed to sound like. Truth be told. Ooh, she's got steel stuff. Wow. All steel. Ooh la la. But we're not going to worry about steel right now.
Speak quickly.
Here's the shrine. Can I use it? Would you like to make a donation of 25 and receive a blessing? Sure. Oh, I don't really need any of that. Let's just say that. Excellent. Feel a little bit more at home now. Feel comforted. There's somebody in charge of the shrine here? Are you in charge of the shrine, Yigfa? Sister Nord? Blessings of the Nine, Ralof Iceblade. I'm Yigfa, Fort Pelagiad's healer and an adept of the Imperial cult. I barter for potions and other goods, and can teach a number of spells. All proceeds go to the benefit of the Imperial Cult and its many worthwhile projects. Would you like to join the Imperial Cult? Yes. We accept all citizens of good character and earnest faith. We ask only a one-time pledge of 50 drakes to aid us in our good works. Thereafter, the only cost of membership comes when you use our health, healing, and blessing shrines. Modest fees, which help us spread the blessings of the Nine to those less fortunate than ourselves. Do you wish to join the Imperial Cult? Or would you rather I review the Imperial Cult requirements and doctrines with you before you join? Let's have a look at their doctrines. To serve and glorify the Nine Divines, you must cultivate a noble personality and a strong will. Respect the magical arts, especially the colleges of restoration, mysticism, and conjuration. Those who swear to avoid bloodshed, to take the field unarmored, to fight only with blunt weapons, are especially praiseworthy. Knowledge of enchantments and the gift of diplomatic speech are other qualities we look for in our initiates. Our doctrines are simple. We acknowledge the divinity of the Nine Divines, Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kennereth, Julianus, and Tiber Septim. We preach the Nine Divines, or the Nine Virtues: humility, inspiration, piety, work, compassion, justice, ambition, learning, and civility. Our Emperor is the defender of the faith, and the Empire is the worldly working of the divine plan. We pledge aid and comfort to all citizens in need, and serve the Emperor and Empire at his will. You know, I'm wondering if I should be playing Ralof as a religious fanatic. Maybe. That's what, especially this part, right? The Empire is the worldly working of the divine plan. That sounds like some really strong religious indoctrination and fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Propaganda. There we go, propaganda. You can get some extremists that way, I'll tell you. Our rules are equally simple. It is forbidden to attack another person of the Imperial Cult, and of course, forbidden to kill another cult member. It is forbidden to steal from another member, whether by open theft or by covert pickpocketing. It is forbidden to trespass upon the private property of another member, private property being understood to be anything behind a locked door. Break any one of these rules and you shall be expelled from the cult. Now, Ralof Iceblade, do you wish to join? Yes, I want to join. You are now a layman in the Imperial Cult. Welcome, Ralof Iceblade, to our community, and may you rejoice in its blessings. Can I tell you about our services? Or, if you can donate more time and money, would you like to become a lay servant? You don't actually have an option to click on lay servant, so that doesn't help me at all. Services? You can find Imperial Cult services in Fort Buckmoth, Fort Moonmoth, Fort Pelagiad, Fort Darius, Wolverine Hall in Sadrith Mora, Vivek Foreign Quarter, and Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Seek training at Wolverine Hall, Fort Buckmoth, Fort Moonmoth, Ebonheart Imperial Chapels, Governor's Hall in Caldera, and Old Velothi Outpost. Many Imperial Cult locations have healing altars. Great, thanks.
Head on.
Okay, I'll leave now. Thank you. Blessings of the Divine be upon you and whatnot. There we go. So careless, these creatures. That's good. My orc just sounds like another male Dunmer, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help in the slightest. Alright, well, we have been going on for quite some time. So we're gonna call things here, right about now. But before we go, let's do a little bit of reading. Let's read one of the books we picked up. Let's see here. We got The Firmament. Oof, it's a long one. For my gods and emperor. Actually, you know what? This is perfect. That's perfect for what, considering that we just joined. Oh, it's long. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna take a drink of water, and then we will read this. For my gods and emperor, a handbook for the Imperial Cult. What is the Imperial Cult? The missionary arm of the Great Faiths, the Imperial Cult brings divine inspiration and consolation to the Empire's remote provinces. Okay, so the Imperial Cult is the missionary arm of yeah. So the reason why the chapels in Oblivion or in Cyrodiil are not called, they don't call themselves the Imperial Cult is because, well, it's, they're in the homeland, they're in the heartland. They don't need to, they don't need to make that specification. Alright, the cults combine the worship of the 9 divines, the Aedra, Akatosh, Tibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, and Julianos, and the Talos cult, veneration of the divine god hero Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. Imperial cult priests provide worship and services for all these gods at imperial shrines and settlements throughout Vardenfell. What is the virtuous life? Our doctrines are simple. We acknowledge the divinity of the 9 divines. We preach the 9 virtues. Yep, okay. Emperor is the defender, so we read all that before with her. Okay. The Imperial cults look to the 9 divines as models for living a good and virtuous life. Each of the 9 represents different aspects of life and how it should be lived. But the simple statement of our doctrines is, help and protect one another. The stronger one is, the wealthier one is, the more one bears responsibility for helping and protecting others. I like that quite a bit. I am not wearing shoes. I just realized I'm not wearing fucking shoes. Embarrassing. Anyway, where were we? One's first duty, of course, is to one's fellow members of the Imperial cult, but after that, one should help and protect any needy persons. We also say do not harm one another. It is forbidden to attack another person of the Imperial cult, and of course, forbidden to kill another member. It is forbidden to... Yeah, we know this part. Break any one of these rules and you'll be expelled, right? How can I join? Imperial cult accepts all citizens of good character and earnest faith. We ask only a one-time pledge of 50 drakes, yep. Only cost of membership comes when you use our health, right? Okay. Those who wish to join the Imperial cult in Vardenfell will find a warm welcome from our cult greeters. Igfa, Siloria, Siriulius, Jesus Christ, at Buckmouth, Somutus, Unis, and Moth Legion Fort, Rucia Conitian in the Grand Council Chambers in Ebonheart, or Lalatia Varian in the Imperial Chapels at Ebonheart. Requirements: seekers who wish to advance in the service of the 9 must dedicate time and resources to serving the cult, and must strive for personal improvement in their attributes and skills. Only the most distinguished are worthy of advancement to the higher ranks in the Imperial cults. To serve and glorify the 9 divines, the faithful must cultivate a noble personality and a strong will. Respect the magical arts, especially the colleges of restoration, mysticism, and conjuration. Those who swear to... Yeah, we read that. We know about this part. It's gonna be difficult for us to advance, but we'll find a way. Because those aren't... The only thing we really do is restoration, but I feel like you need to advance at least a couple different skills in order to really advance, but I could be wrong. You can find Imperial cult services in Buckmoth Legion Fort, Moonmoth Legion Fort, Pelagiad Legion Fort, Nissus Legion Fort, Wolverine Hall, and Sadrith Moor. Yeah, we know all this, we read all that. When we were talking to her, many Imperial cult locations have healing altars, receive blessings, yup. Non-members pay 25 drakes, non-members pay Newer members pay 10 drakes, while higher ranking members receive blessings free. Oh, nice. Quite a few different locations, opportunities for service. Okay, this is information that we didn't really get before, so we'll read through this. Lay healers gather ingredients for health and healing potions and minister to the sick and hurt in poor and isolated communities. It is difficult and sometimes dangerous work, but the spiritual rewards are great. Lay healers need only the skills of the prudent traveler, being often on the road and in the wilderness, gathering herbs and potion components. They should avoid trouble where possible, and so need not be masters of the arts of war. Those interested should speak to Sinolian Tunifus at the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Almoners gather alms from members and friends of the faith. We depend on donations to fund most of our good works. Almoners who are successful at bringing in generous donations may rise in the ranks of Imperial cult services. Almoners must travel in town and village, and should be skilled in persuasion and mercantile matters. Also, almoners with personal wealth are in a position to better serve the cult. Those interested should speak to Aeolus Truptor at the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. A shrine sergeant helps keep order at the shrines, carries messages and packages, and sometimes escorts priests and lay servants on dangerous missions. This occasional service is ideal for bold, free-spirited adventurers. Sounds like us. Shrine sergeants are called upon to serve the 9 with weapon, armor, and spell. New shrine sergeants are given the easiest tasks, but later missions may demand higher levels of combat proficiency. Those interested should speak to Kai at the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Oracle's quests are the most demanding of all Imperial Cult missions. Only members of the higher ranks are invited to assist the Oracle, and the challenges require the skill and courage found only in Heroes of Legend. How do the Imperial Cult... Okay, this is where things get interesting. How do the Imperial Cults view the other factions of Ardenfell? The Imperial Cults have a very close relationship with the Imperial Legions, and a friendly and supportive relationship with the Imperial Guilds, especially the Fighters and Mages Guilds. We also have a friendly and supportive relationship with House Lalu, which strongly supports the Emperor and Imperial principles. Though we cannot condone the actions of the Thieves Guild, we praise their faithful dedication to the Emperor and to Imperial culture. The Imperial cults have the greatest respect for the high moral principles of House Redoran and the Morag Tong, and honors their different but noble conceptions of divine inspiration. So this is kind of a good idea of not of where the different factions stand politically relative to one another, which is one of the really cool things about Morrowind, is that there's some really interesting politics going on here. But this also kind of tells you what would be a good, which factions would be a good fit for you based on what you just joined, which I think is pretty neat. We disapprove of the primitive heathen beliefs of the Ashlanders, and of the impious and inhumane practices of the Telvanni. The Imperial cult especially disapproves of the practice of slavery and looks forward to the day when slavery is illegal in all Imperial provinces. The Imperial cult also disapproves of the lawless and greedy Kamana Tong, and their ruthless exploitation of the poor and weak. Historically, our relationship with the Tribunal Temple is difficult and unfriendly. Though the Imperial cult acknowledges the lords and saints of the Temple Pantheon as worthy inspirations, the Temple falsely insists that theirs is the one true faith, and that the Imperial cults worship false gods. Very interesting stuff. Gives you a good lay of the land, right, Imperial Archer? Yeah, Imperial Archer knows what's up. Anyway, that is going to do it for the day. Sniff, sniff. That is going to do it for the day. Thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of Morrowind Mondays. As you can tell from the title, you can expect another one of these episodes every stinking Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time in Morrowind, and I'm really excited to share this classic game with you. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. Till the next one. Bye-bye.